review from previous lecture, and you know that in previous lecture we discussed about the polynomial function, how to find the zeros of polynomial function, how we can draw the graph of polynomial function, domain and range of polynomial function. So let's review two, three examples from finding roots or zero of polynomial function, or you can say factor of polynomial function. So there are many methods. For example, we have one function f of x is equal to y cube plus y squared plus 2y plus 2. How you can find the factors, how you can find zero or roots of a function. So one method is taking the common. We have equation, we have function, we can take common in first two pair or last two pair. So if we take common in first two pair, so what will be common? And first of all, tell me that how many roots are possible? How many roots or how many zeros possible for this function? Yes, how many roots possible? How many zeros possible? Three roots are three zero possible because it depends upon the degree. You can see highest power is 3. So this function is of 3 degree. So same zeros possible. 3 degree, 3 0 possible, 2 degree, 2 possible, 1 degree, 1 0 possible. So 3 possible. If we take y common in first pair, we have y square common, so y plus 1. In a second pair, if we take 2 common, so y plus 1. Y plus 1, y plus 1 is common, so taking y plus 1 is common. Then y square plus 2, so y plus 2. These are actually factors of this equation. You can say factors. Now, how to find zeros? So you know that we have zero product property. If you put these factors equal to 0, so a dot b is equal to 0 means that a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. First, if you put y plus 1 equal to 0, or second one, y square plus 2 equal to 0. So first one, y plus 1 equal to 0, y is equal to what? Y is equal to minus 1. This is actually first 0, first root of this function. Second, y square plus 2 equal to 0 or y square is equal to minus 2 are taking square root on both sides. So root cancel with 2, y is equal to minus 1 with 2. Can we write minus 1 with 2? Because again minus 1 with 2 is equal to minus 2. Now negative square root not possible. We cannot find the value of negative square root. So then we take what? Then we take iota. You know that iota is an imaginary number. This is just to solve the negative square root. We put iota square equal to minus 1. This is not a real value. This is just solving the equation. Yeah, this square root minus 2 minus 1 multiplied with 2. So when we replace minus 1 with iota square multiply with 2. So now we can solve this one by writing separately iota square multiply with 2. And you know that square cancel with square root. So y is equal to iota into 2 under the root, or we can write 2 under the root multiplied with iota. But two values possible for square root plus and minus 2 value possible. So there are total three real zeros. Sorry, total zeros are roots. One is minus 1, first one. And second one we have minus 2 under the root multiplied with iota and plus 2 under the root with iota. So three zeros are possible. One zero is a real number, first one, and last two, these are actually the imaginary roots. Clear this one?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, same we have another one, another example. This example is actually when one zero is given and you need to find more zeros. So then we use synthetic division. What is synthetic division? What is the method of synthetic division? So when one zero root is 1.5, find the other two zeros. You know this polynomial function is of degree 3. Degree is 3. So how many possible? How many roots possible? 3 possible. One is given, one is 1.5. So find out two other zeros are roots. So we use another type of division which is called synthetic division. In synthetic division, when one root is given, you can find the other two roots. Like how we can write? So write down the coefficient of these x square and x cube. First one, highest power is 3, so coefficient is 2. Then we have minus 7x square, so coefficient is minus 7. Then 58x, so write down 58. Then we have minus 78. Okay, one root is given. That root is actually 1.5. Now, method is drop this 2, then multiply 2 with 1.5. 1.5 with 2 equal to what? 4. Then minus 7 plus 4 equal to what? Minus 3. Then again same 1.5 multiply with minus 3 equal to what? Equal to minus 6.
Sir, the 1.5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 3, not 4.
Okay, not. Yes, yes, 3, not 4. Yes, yes, excellent. Great, excellent. So equal to what? This one equal to 1.2 multiply 2. This is 3, not 4. Excellent. So minus 7 plus 3 equal to 4.
Minus 4, Professor.
Minus 4. When you multiply minus 4 with 1.5 equal to what? Yes,
6, I think.
6. Yes, 6.
6
Minus 6.
minus 6.
Great, excellent. Minus 6. 58 minus 6 equal to what? 52. And when you multiply again 52 with 1.5, so 52 multiply 1.5 equal to 78. So minus 78 plus 78 equal to what? Equal to 0. So this function was degree 3. Now with the help of synthetic division, we convert this into degree 2. How? You can see last term is a constant number. Then we have x power 1. Then we have x power 2. And then we have x power 3. Same here. So this one finished. Last number, this one finished because we have 0. So this first one, actually this is constant. This is x power 1 and this 2 is x power 2. So if you want to write, you can write 2x square minus 4x and plus 52. Now we reduce the degree 3 into degree 2. So how you can find the degree 2? How many method you can solve quadratic function? Quadratic function you can find with the help of, you can solve with the help of factorization. Then we have completing square. And then we have what? We have quadratic formula. So if you solve by any method, you will find the zeros, two more zeros are roots of this function. If it's a real number, so it will be a real number. If it's imaginary number, so then you can find the imaginary number as well. This is called the synthetic division method. Synthetic division, where we use synthetic division? When we need to find the roots of a function, but only we know the one root. So then with the help of one root, we can simplify that function and we can find other roots. You can see here, it was degree 3, and with the help of taking square, sorry, with the help of common, it's not possible to solve this question. So then we take the one root and we convert degree 3 into second degree. And you know this second degree you can solve with the help of factorization, completing square and quadratic function. But after this, we have linear function, then quadratic function. So when we have quadratic function, we will discuss how to solve a question with the help of factorization, completing square and quadratic function. Now, we want to focus only on synthetic division, how we can solve a question with the help of synthetic division. So let's try another example with the help of synthetic division. Okay, guys, we have another question where one square, one real zero is given. X is equal to 2 is a zero of polynomial function x cubed plus 2x square minus 5x minus 6. How to find other two zeros? So with the help of synthetic division, okay, again, how we can write synthetic division? So starting writing these coefficient of x cubed, x square, x and 6. First one, x cubed, coefficient is 1. Second one, x power 2, so coefficient is 2. Third one, coefficient is minus 5. And last one, coefficient is minus 6. And one root is 2. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I will solve. Okay, sorry. So 1, 2, minus 5 and minus 6. So first we have 1, so drop 1. Then multiply 2 with 1. 2 ones are equal to 2. When you add these 2 equal to 4. Then multiply 2 with 4, so equal to what? 2 4s are 8. Minus 5 plus 8 equal to 3. Then multiply 2 with 3. So when you multiply 2 with 3 equal to what? Equal to plus 6. Last one, minus 6 plus 6 equal to 0. Now this one completely finished and this one is important. If you take, yeah, if this 2 is really a root of a function, then last number must be 0. If last number is not 0, so this means that that number is not a root or a 0 of that function. Now we convert this one, degree 3 into degree 2. So if this one 3 is constant, 4 is x power 1 and 1 is x square. So you can write x square plus 4x and plus we have 3. So now we convert into degree 2. So you can solve with the help of what? You can solve with the help of quadratic formula. Yeah, quadratic function. Yes, if you want to use quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac and divided by what? Divided by 2a. So if you solve this question with the help of quadratic formula, you will find second root and also third root. One already given, x is equal to 2. Then you will find second and third. So these are three roots for the given function. Okay, synthetic division. Clear? Or should I start another example on synthetic division?
No, Professor, but I have a question. What do you mean exactly? Do you mean by the term x plus x is equals to? It means that it makes 0 the whole function, like
Yes,
the polynomial
yes,
function
yes,
x.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Zero rate means,
What if we have a remaining number in that life,
so
like in
when
the
you have,
last part, 6
yes,
minus 6 and 6. What if we
yes.
have 7 and we have a 1?
If you have like first one is 6, second one is plus 8, remaining part is 2. This means that the taken number, this one is not a real root. This will not give you 0. When you put x is equal to a required function, so that will not give you 0.
Okay,
Okay?
Professor, got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
So this was a review. What we have today? We have actually linear function today. And you know what is linear function? Linear equation, linear function. Any function of degree 1 is called what? A linear function. Any function, any equation in which variable power is 1 is called a linear function. Why this is called a linear? Because when you draw graph of linear function, it will give you a line. It will give you a straight line. Graph will be a straight line. For example, we have a function f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. So 2x plus 1 is a linear equation. Why? Because variable power is 1. If we have a function x is equal to x plus y, so this is also a linear function, x power 1, y power 1. First one is linear equation with only one variable. Second one, x plus y, is also a linear equation with two variable. If we have f of x, sorry, we have x of x, y. If we have three variable, then function depend upon 3x, y, and z. So then we have x plus y plus, let's suppose, 10z. Also a linear equation, but with variable 3. Only 1 0 possible for linear function because degree is 1. So when a function degree is 1, only 1 0 possible, only one root possible. For example, we have y is equal to 2x plus 1. There is only 1 0. X is equal to what? X is equal to minus 1 over 2. So when you replace x with minus 1 over 2, 2 multiply with minus 1 over 2 and plus 1. 2 cancel with 2. We have minus 1 plus 1 and minus 1 plus 1 equal to 0. So we have only one root. We have only one 0. Okay, if you want to draw graph, so graph will be a line. Uh, Let me take a simple equation. F of x is equal to, let's suppose, x plus 1. Linear equation giving values, I will give only positive values, x and f of x. For example, if x is 0, so 0 plus 1 is 1. If x is 1, so 1 plus 1 equal to 2. If x is 2, then 3, 3, 4, 4 is 5. If you want to draw graph, so when x is 0, function value is 1. When x is 1, function value is 2. Joining these points. When x is 2, then function is 3. You can join these points. When x is 3, function is 4. When x is 4, then function is 5. So when you join these points, this will give you a straight line joining these points. And what is the domain of function in range? So same, domain is from minus infinity till plus infinity. Range is also from minus infinity till plus infinity. So this one is a continuous function as well. Linear function is also a continuous function. Okay, what is general equation of linear function? So general function of linear equation is y is equal to f of x equal to a naught plus a1x, or we can write like this one, y is equal to mx plus c, y is equal to a plus bx. So in different format we can write, where c we have a. This one is called an intercept, and m or b. These two are called what? Yeah, these are called slope of the function. In this equation, a1, this is called actually the slope, and a naught is called the intercept of the function. Main thing is intercept and slope. What are intercept and what are slope? So first one is slope. Who will tell me about slope? What is slope? What slope shows? Yes. What is slope?
I think slope shows the y values.
Y videos. Slope. You know the formula of slope. Y is equal m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Slope video. And actually slope is the rate of change. Rate of change. Rate of change means change between two variables. If we have two variables, one is function, one is like x, so rate of change are actually slope show the uh, unit change, effect of unit change, or we can say that it's additional unit change, additional unit change. I think we discussed these things, but let me draw from the graph. Let me show you the additional change from the graph or unit change from the graph. I remember we discussed the problem of advertisement and sales. For example, sales depend upon what? Sales of a store, sales of any company depend upon what? Depend upon advertisements. Advertisement X and sales Y. This is function. Let's suppose if you spend $10 on advertisement, sales for the company, sales for the store is, let's suppose, 5,000. So when you join these, one point, let's suppose you spend more on advertisement. Next month you spend, let's suppose, $20 on advertisement. So sales will also increase because sales depend upon advertisement. Let's suppose next month sales reach 8,000. So another point. So when you join these, this will give you a line, a linear function. Now this difference is called slope. Difference between two variables, two values, 5,000, 8,000, or 10,000, 20,000. This difference is slope. To find the value of slope, we have equation m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This x